In this video, I want to give you all the information you need to understand what is the true cost of being a loyal customer to one specific company. And I want to start this video by saying that I dedicated more than 10 years of my life to this company. It's a company that I love. I keep using Apple products even today. It's not the phone, but I use the Mac, for example. I sold my iPad, but I still use a Mac because I truly believe that some aspects of the company are actually amazing. One of them, for example, is customer service. But I want to give you the tools today so you understand what is actually happening behind the scenes so you know exactly what to do. The key word of this video is awareness. So once you have awareness, you're able to make the best decision for you. Because again, at the end of the day, it's about you and what you want to use. This is one of the things people say, oh, I can't use iMessage, I can't use FaceTime anymore. So I understand. This is the main thing that, especially for people in North America, they keep them into the Apple ecosystem. For me, I live in Canada, but I know I rarely use FaceTime and I rarely use iMessage. For people outside the US or outside Canada, iMessage is not something that is actually used a lot. You have other options, but again, I understand. You want to feel included into a group of people. And I actually read some news of people not being friends anymore with people that switched to Samsung with a green bubble. And by the way, the green bubble is the worst looking green possible, and that is by design. The key aspect here is the design. So everything Apple does is designed to behave in that way. One thing, for example, you ever notice that in keynotes they never mention specific products of other brands? And if they mention other brands, they try to be as generic as possible. Again, this is by design, because by doing that, they're not comparing themselves to anyone, so they're automatically elevating themselves. So customers, when buy Apple products, think they're buying the best product out there because the company is the best company out there. So I have to buy the best product because the company, again, the communication they have is by not comparing myself to a specific phone model, I am better than everybody else. And this is by design. And when you buy an Apple product, the first experience that you have is the unboxing experience. There are entire teams dedicated to the unboxing experience as well. And I'm not talking specifically just about the design of the box and the design how the box opens. You actually have people thinking how much time the box needs to take to open. If you buy an iPhone, you have to, raise the box in a specific way. Even the time the box needs to take to open is something that is designed specifically to a specific product that you buy. So the more money you spend, the more of an experience you have, even unboxing your device. And again, this is everything by design to make you feel special. That's fine if that is the goal, but the goal here is to make you feel special so you keep buying into the Apple ecosystem without giving you a choice. So let's continue with the illusion of a choice. We know that Apple is one of the best, if not the best, company when it comes to marketing. The way they market their products is, of course, the best of the best. The marketing that Apple does is actually perfect. And this something happened around 7 to 8 years ago. I remember being into the company and they roll out this feature called continuity. So at first I received a phone call on the iPhone, on the Mac, and on the watch, and now is all the other thing, copy paste. You can move the cursor from the Mac to the iPad. Is becoming what it is today. And this was the first step to make you understand that you don't have a choice, even if you think you have. Let me explain. Let's do the example of the fitness band. So if I have an iPhone, I can buy a fitness band of another brand. But Apple makes the experience of using a non-Apple device with Apple devices with a lot of friction. So by adding friction in all different aspects and by not providing the options to fully experience the Apple ecosystem, you end up a point where you actually feel frustrated because maybe specific things that don't work, maybe you have to use 3 different apps. Whatever the case is, you have friction. And when you add friction, of course, the company knows that in the long term, the customer won't be happy to use a product that adds friction to his life. And here comes the product of Apple, the Apple Watch. Use the Apple Watch and you will experience not having friction in your life. So, are you having a choice, really, to buy the product that you want? Because if that's the case, you would have bought the Apple Watch in the first place. But for some people, that is not true because maybe they want, let's say, a Garmin watch or whatever it is. I'm not saying a specific product, but, maybe some people are aware that there are other products out there that maybe performs better, but, that's out friction there. So you end up buying the Apple Watch and you have the illusion of a choice that you actually don't have. And the icing on the cake on this is Apple will never acknowledge that other companies have other and more features related to the products that they have. So this is another thing that it makes you understand that if you have awareness, then you will be able to understand this is what they're doing. And again, it's not that it's bad or something. It's just a strategy that is working because, of course, it works. And I want you to be aware of it. That's it. And with this, we can analyze one last thing related to, the comparison between Apple and all the other brands. So everybody knows I was one of the people that actually thought that, Android is less safe compared to an iPhone because the iPhone is perfect and never had issues. You can manage everything. You can see everything. On Android, you have third-party apps, people hacking your phone, whatever. And I was one of the people thinking that. But then I switched and I realized, wait a minute, this is not true at all. Because actually, the Samsung, for example, I think is one step ahead. I give you a specific example on why I'm saying this. So let's say you don't want the big tech companies to track what you're doing. So where you go, or your cameras, or your microphones, whatever. Yes, on the iPhone, you can go on permissions and you can remove all the access to the specific sensors that you want to limit. On Samsung, of course, you can do the same thing. And here, they're on par, more or less the same thing. And you could say, well, but the iPhone has lockdown mode where you actually are super limited on using your phone, so it's super safe. Yeah, but you're still super limited on using your phone. What if I can still make my phone super safe and keep using my phone the same? Well, Samsung has an option that you have to enable in developer mode where you can actually turn off all the sensor, even the accelerometer, something on the iPhone you cannot manage. So you can turn off your microphone, your cameras, your accelerometers, everything. So they won't be able to track you whatsoever, but you can keep using your phone the same way. So where is the all safety and privacy? Again, I agree with the privacy aspect, and I truly believe that Apple believes in the privacy so much that it actually almost killed Siri because, of course, you have to do everything on device. You can't send anything to the cloud, and this limits a lot of the capabilities of an assistant, and I'm pretty sure they will address this in the WWDC soon. If you say that privacy and security are the most important thing for you and say that Android maybe is not that safe, why is that Android actually has the same features that you have and actually more, even scanning the device, things like this? So I think this is just a misconception, a myth that we actually have been on the other side. And there are a lot of misconceptions related to Samsung devices. They're slow, the operating system looks ugly, all these different things that are just not true. I mean, the way the operating system looks, that is subjective, but the other thing is just facts that you just need to verify by, maybe trying switching. And this is where I want to close this video here. The key word here is awareness. I understand what it means to love a company. I'm one of the people that loves the company. I still use Apple products as of today. I don't use an iPhone, but I still have a Mac, for example. I sold my iPad because I don't actually see the point of still using an iPhone that ate too much, because to me an iPad is just an iPhone that had too much to eat. It's the same thing, but just a bigger screen. And there's some features on iPadOS, but we know iPadOS is just very limited. So I still love the company. It's not that I hate Apple now that I switched to Android, but I just want to give you guys the tools if you are still in the Apple ecosystem to understand that you have a choice. You need to be aware of what is happening behind the scenes. So once you know the facts, then you're free to choose and say, listen, I don't like this, I want to use something different, or okay, it's fine, I know everything and I'm happy with what I have, I keep using what I have, because that's fine too. I really don't understand why people that are on the Apple side say Android is the worst and vice versa. I mean, the phone and technology has to serve us and what works for us. So I use what works for me. You need to use what works for you. And if your friends are not your friends anymore because you have green bubbles, maybe it's time for you to find new friends. If you want a new friend, I can be your friend. If your friend doesn't want to be your friends anymore. This is what I mean. We can all be using different devices and still, be impressed by other features with other companies and, eventually choose to go in another company. There's nothing wrong with that. These companies will still make money and we can just get whatever works best for us. So this is the tools that I wanted to give you guys today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you agree with me. If you disagree with me, we can have a healthy discussions in the comments below. Also, below you will find a subscribe button. If you click it, it changes color, so you can try that too. But yeah, with that said, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.